All right. Um, Hello. So I have went ahead and prepared you to let you know that we are doing a functional analysis today. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join me and talk with me about your son's behaviors today. And I know I've already looked over his medical records just to see, what his diagnosis was and like any other, if there's any dual diagnosis that come along with that. I've also looked over the parent survey form that you filled out prior to doing this. Before we get started, are you able to hear and see me okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So to start off, if you would just give me his date of birth, so we can just have that down for record.
Okay, it's January 1st, 2018.
Okay. Okay. Now the next question that I want to ask is how his verbal communication is. Is he nonverbal? Is he verbal? Like how is his language abilities?
He is nonverbal.
Okay. All right. Now, does he attend any sort of school, private school, homeschool, anything like that?
Not at the moment.
Okay. All right. Now, this is going to be asking about his like leisure skills, like what he likes to do. So if you could describe like some of the things that he likes to do in his free time, I guess.
He really likes anything that has to do with spending. Either, an activity or toys.
Okay. All right. Now, does he prefer to do anything else? Any other activities at all?
He really likes the trampoline and swinging.
Okay. All right. Now, does he take any sort of medications for his behaviors?
No.
All right. Now, what are the problem behaviors that we're looking into, and what do they look like?
Aggressions, elopement, and SIBs.
Okay. Now, with the aggressions and the SIBs, do those typically look like, with the aggression, hitting and kicking and like biting, those types of things?
Yes, all of those.
Now, with the SIBs, does that look, is it more of like head banging, or is it more of, like hitting themselves in any other type of way?
It's only headbanging.
Okay. So now, what is your single most concern regarding the problem behaviors?
Right now, elopements.
Now, is that due to him just, running away from you and like into an unsafe environment, like out in the traffic or something like that?
Not specifically that. It's more so whenever I ask him to do something, he runs away.
Okay. Right. So I guess with that, your top three concerning problem behaviors would be the aggression, the SIBs, and the elopements.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you have any other behaviors that might be concerning at all with him?
No.
All right. So now, what is the intensity like what's the magnitude of his behaviors whenever he is aggressing or whenever he is engaging in SIBs?
I'm more concerned with the SIBs. He hasn't really hurt anybody else, but he doesn't really have the threshold to quite understand when to stop and not hurt himself with the SIBs. So that's something I worry about.
Okay. So now do these behaviors tend to occur just like in a burst of behavior, or are they like clustered with any type of problem behavior, like seeing one right after the other?
They're kind of sporadic. It usually just happens around certain like activities, but it's not usually like a day-long issue.
Okay. So with that being said, what type of situations might bring on the problem behaviors?
Typically, if we're going out to do something that's out of the normal, like an activity, that causes the behavior, or getting ready for bed usually becomes at least one behavior, if not a series. Sometimes changing pull-ups or changing clothes.
Okay. Now, I guess you've kind of already answered this question, but does it occur with any sort of activity? I know you said with like changing clothes and pull-ups. Is there anything else that might bring on the behaviors?
Sometimes it's, if I ask him to do something or to not do something, it just causes a behavior, but I haven't noticed a pattern as to why.
Okay. So I know with that being said, so you're not sure of what triggers the behavior then?
No, I would guess if it's like he's overly tired or just not wanting to do whatever the activity is, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Now, does this behavior seem to happen if there's like a break in routine or activities at all?
Yeah, when it's something out of the normal for us, or if, say, bedtime is later than normal, that seems to be a problem.
Okay. Now, have you noticed the behavior happening if he's not getting his way with something, or if he's not able to get his point across about what he's wanting, or anything of that nature?
Yeah, more so when there's a miscommunication issue. If I'm not able to understand him, he gets really frustrated.
Okay. So how do you, and if you've seen anybody else engage with him during a problem behavior, how do you guys react when he's engaging in those behaviors?
It depends on the severity, but if he's still fairly calm, I'll try to hug him and, explain the situation to him and how there's something positive for him in it, usually. But if it's a very severe situation, I usually just try to take a step back and let him kind of calm down on his own, as long as he's not going to hurt himself.
Okay. So with that, how do you go about calming him down once he's engaged in those behaviors?
Just by not being too emotional to fuel that part of the situation, but maybe distracting him sometimes, or just reminding him if you put your pajamas on, then favorite book? That type of thing. So that way he knows there's something good coming. He just has to do something that's a little bit irritating to him, like putting on pajamas first.
Gotcha. Okay, so with that, is there anything that you do to distract him from engaging in those behaviors?
Honestly, anything that I can do to distract him seems to help, like talking about something completely unrelated, like something funny that happened earlier or something that he watched that he really liked, or a plan we have for the next day, something like that.
Okay. Now, do you think when he's engaging in these behaviors, is he's trying to communicate something with you?
I guess either just his frustration and not wanting to do whatever it is I'm asking, and it usually involves clothes, or I don't know. I wish I knew.
Okay. Now, do you think that his behaviors are a form of self-stimulation at all when he's engaging in those?
It seems more like it's a frustration of not being able to communicate his point than it is that he's doing it because he's like needing some kind of stimulation. He has a lot of toys and things like that help him with sensory needs, so I don't think that's like why he has outbursts and whatnot.
And overall, I know this is our last question. Why do you think he is engaging in the problem behaviors?
It's a combination of not being able to communicate his opinion or just not wanting to do what he's been asked, I think.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to answer those questions for me. And again, I definitely look forward to getting to work with him and see what we can do. And again, thank you so much for speaking with me.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a great day.